Russia says it sent 200 helicopters to attack Hostomel airport outside Kyiv on the first day of the invasion of Ukraine. First-hand accounts of what happened that day now explain why Russia is still struggling to make use of the airport. The Wall Street Journal recently published an article about what happened during the Battle of Hostomel Airport during the first day of the Russian invasion. The journal quoted first-hand accounts that said the airport was hit by a Russian cruise missile at 7 a.m. on the morning of February 24th. A few hours later, dozens of Russian attack helicopters and aircraft started strafing the airport's defenders with rockets and machine gun fire. The airport's defenders were Ukraine's elite Rapid Reaction Brigade, who were based at the airport to deploy their skill set quickly. The defenders quickly recovered and started to fan out over the large airbase, armed with rifles, anti-aircraft guns, and some shoulder-fired anti-aircraft missiles. The Russian aircraft flew in twos and threes, circling the strike runs on the airport and the base. This initial Russian barrage badly damaged the largest transport aircraft ever made, the Ukrainian-made Antonov An-225. The defenders say they managed to down 3 Russian helicopters with missiles and another 2 with heavy machine gun fire. After nearly 3 hours of strafing the airport from the air, Russian helicopters began to land to deliver a large force of airborne troops, who fanned out and began firing. But more about that in our next video. Footage released on social media shows Russian soldiers dismounting from helicopters at the airport, while other footage shows a Russian helicopter gunship attacking ground targets over the airport. The Russian Kamov Ka-52 Alligator helicopter can be seen making many attack runs over the airport before it is damaged and forced to crash land. Meanwhile, Ukraine's defenders had been able to inflict losses on the Russian war machine by mixing effective tactics with expensive Western missile systems. The U.S. recently committed to sending another $350 million worth of weapons to Ukraine, bringing the one-year total donation to $1 billion. Among these weapons are a large number of Stinger missiles, which are designed to destroy fighter jets and helicopters with the pull of a trigger. The Stinger system can be carried by one person and is fired from the shoulder. The operator aims the launcher at the target until the missile's infrared seeker locks onto the heat of the target aircraft's engine exhaust. When the seeker locks on, it makes a buzzing noise. The operator then pulls the trigger, causing a small launch rocket to shoot the missile out of the tube. This launch rocket then drops away and the missile's folded steering fins pop out. The main rocket ignites, propelling the Stinger to approximately 2,500 kilometers per hour, or Mach 2. The missile uses its steering fins to steer itself to the target automatically. When it gets close to the aircraft, its warhead detonates, destroying vital systems with blast effect and fragmentation. The system was heavily used by Afghan fighters during the Soviet occupation of the 1980s. Up to 250 Soviet fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters were claimed to have been shot down by Stingers. In total, the Stinger is credited with around 300 shoot-downs worldwide. Ukraine's armed forces seem to also be destroying a lot of Russian tanks with the expensive shoulder-fired anti-tank missile systems that the West has given to Ukraine. Reuters reports that U.S. President Joe Biden's recent gift to Ukraine of $350 million worth of U.S. weapons brings the total U.S. assistance package to $1 billion over just the last year. The donation includes a large number of Javelin anti-tank weapons. The Javelin system has a day sight as well as an infrared sight for targeting armored vehicles at night. The missile's computer locks onto the target. A small charge blasts it out of the tube before the powerful rocket engine ignites. Here, the folded fins pop out to steer the weapon to the target. The weapon can be fired directly at buildings, or the operator can set it to top attack mode, in which case the missile flies up to 150 meters before slamming down on a tank from above. Once it gets close to the target, the missile's first warhead detonates to activate the tank's reactive armor. After the reactive armor explodes, the main warhead detonates against the tank's thin top armor, where the shaped charge of the warhead punches a hole through the armor, causing the tank's ammunition to detonate. The Javelin is a fire-and-forget system that can destroy tanks up to 2 kilometers away. It can defeat armor that's up to 80 centimeters thick. The launcher can be reloaded, and each missile costs either $80,000 or $175,000, depending on who you ask.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.